everyone, it's Karen from the Geordie Grandma. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a bookish gift guide for you, or bookish gift ideas. Most of them are books or bookish gifts that I have or I would really like to have. So I hope you like them. I've got a mix of adult things, a couple of children's things, things suitable for men, things suitable for women. So we'll just get cracking and we'll get into it. So the first book I've got for you is one I've probably talked about before on my channel, and it is Lost in Translation by Charlie Croker. I absolutely love this book. I've had it probably for about 10 years now, and I still laugh every time I read it. And it is basically signs and posters that people have seen in different countries and how, you know, things can get lost in translation. So things like in the close village you can buy jolly memorials for when you pass away. I'm not sure what they actually meant, but it's just full of little misprints or lost in translation posters, really, things that have been said, and it just is just so funny. So if you're looking for something that's going to cheer somebody up or give them a laugh, I highly recommend that book. I will put the links to all of these, if I can find the links, in the description box below. The other book that I wanted to talk about is The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. And I came across Gretchen probably about 5 years ago. And what it was is she decided that our life could be happier. She had quite a fulfilling life. She had a husband and 2 young daughters, but she decided that our life could be even happier. So she took a year and she planned it out. Each month she was going to concentrate on a different aspect of her life and see if she could improve the happiness of it. And I really enjoyed this book. I was happy just picking it up and reading it. I did really enjoy it. So I highly recommend The Happiness Project if you're looking for some motivation in life. There's also Gretchen has a podcast, and there is a couple of other books that she has out as well, but The Happiness Project is my favourite. The next couple of things are more to do with hobbies, but they are books as well. And the first one is The Mystical Cats Tarot, for anybody who would be interested in dabbling in tarot. And this is by Linnea Weatherstone and the art by Mickey Muller. I did used to dabble in tarot quite a few years ago. And when I came across this one, I just loved the pictures. I'm cat crazy, so this was just right up my street. I also used to dabble in creative writing, which I haven't done for a long time. And what I would do was I would take a card or a couple of cards from the pack and see if they could inspire some kind of creative story for us. So it doesn't just have to be used for tarot. So with the tarot cards comes the book, the Mystical Cats book, and it goes through all of the different, what do you call them, sets. They're a little bit different to an ordinary tarot book. So for instance, in ordinary tarot, you've got like wands, cups, swords, I can't remember the other one. In this one, you've got fire cats, sea cats, sky cats, and earth cats. So it tells you about each card in the book as you go through it. Tells you what the cat's advice would be if you pick that card out. But I'll just show you the cards because the cards are just absolutely stunning. You know, you could frame them really and put them on your wall. A few that you liked. So I'll just show you the pack. So that's the back of the pack, which is pretty in itself. But the pictures themselves, I'll just pick a few out for you here. They're just so cute. And if you like cats, I'm sure you'll like this tarot pack as well. Obviously, you know, you can look them up in the book and they all mean different things, or you can just pick them out and decide what they mean to you. But they are all really beautiful cards. There's a little black one there with some birds sitting on. Just really, really nice. So if you're looking for a new hobby for yourself, or maybe someone who's into tarot and you want to give them as a gift, then I really recommend this Mystical Cats Tarot. Very different, very unusual, and highly usable as well. So that's the Mystical Cats Tarot. The other thing I've also mentioned recently, I think it was in a Home Sense video I did, and this is a book, Kirsten Burke's A Year in Calligraphy. Now, when I saw this in the shop in TK Maxx or Home Sense or whatever yours is called, I just thought this was really, really nice, so I picked it up for myself. I just need to get the calligraphy pens to start doing the projects next year. And it's an inspirational monthly journal and workbook to develop your creative calligraphy throughout the seasons. And it goes through each month. I think I showed this in the last video. So for September, the projects are a menu, coaster place setting, and a filed sign. And it takes you through how to do the calligraphy letters for each one. Gives you practice space. It shows you the kind of things to put on them, and then it actually shows you how to make the things. And it's a different one for each month of the year, and I just thought that was a really lovely book, and I think that would make a lovely gift for somebody who's looking for a new hobby, something creative. So that was A Year in Calligraphy. The next thing I wanted to mention is the Bookish gift. So this is where the Bookish gift in the video title comes in. And this is by Crafty Home Design, who is on who I follow on Instagram. She doesn't have a website, but she does. She has personalised art prints. She does homeware and drinkware, so mugs and glasses and things like that. And I spotted this on her Instagram page, which is a personalised print of a stack of books. And you can personalise the titles of the books to reflect you. So, you could get one done. It's got your favourite books on, or books that have marked specific events in your life that you relate the book to. Or, if you were buying this as a gift for somebody, maybe the book titles that reminded you of that person. I just thought that was a really lovely print to get for yourself or as a gift. So like I say, Crafty Home Design, they don't have a website, but I will link to her Instagram channel in the description below, and you can go across and have a look, because she does do some beautiful things other than this book print as well. I just thought this book print tied in nicely with this Bookish gift ideas video. The other Bookish gift I wanted to mention is a little bit more on the pricey side, and I have mentioned this company before. And it's a company called Vendula, and they do vegan bags. And they have some absolutely fantastic designs. They're very quirky. I've shown my cat cafe bag many times, and it's actually almost worn out now, my crossbody cat cafe bag. Absolutely love it. And they have lots of different designs on there, but I did come across this new one they've just brought in, which is the Bookshop. It's in a greeny colour with some what I would say autumn foliage on there. So it looks like a very autumnal bag. And it's got the scene of the bookshop on there with the spiral staircase and the bookshelves. And I think there's 4 different designs of the bag that you can choose from. And I just thought that would make a really nice gift for somebody who loves handbags and who loves books. But like I say, a little bit more pricey than some of the other things I'm mentioning, but definitely worth a look, if that's your bag. See what I did there? So the next 2 books were actually sent to me by a PR company who handles some, do you call them independent authors? Who I don't think they've been printed by publishers. They may have been, what do you call it? Self-printed. So I wanted to just share them with you because I have read them and I thought they were really good, and I definitely thought they were worth sharing. And the first one, I actually finished yesterday. I read this in one day, and it is a book called The Pushover by Dani Parker, and it is it's called a domestic thriller kind of thing, and it says it's a gripping murder mystery with a twist, and it starts with a character called Grace, and she's ringing the Samaritans because she wants to confess that she'd murdered somebody on her wedding day. but she never quite gets to tell them because she chickens out and puts the phone down. And you find out that it could be one of 3 different people that she murdered, but you don't know who it is. She kind of takes you through the book and keeps you guessing right until the end. I loved the characters in here. I loved the storyline. I love the way it's written. And I quite liked the ending as well. It did keep us guessing. I didn't guess who it was until right at the end, and there are quite a few little twists in here. The only thing I would say about the book is, because it is I don't think it's printed by an actual publisher. It starts where it says, the chapters go in date, so it starts 2 a.m. Monday, 3rd of June, 1996, which is the prologue. Then the next chapter says 2:05 Monday, the 3rd of June, 1999. So I thought, okay, we've jumped ahead 3 years. But then in the next chapter, we'll find it. We go back to Monday, the 10th of June, 1996. So we've gone back 3 years. So I'm thinking, is this going to go backwards and forwards? And then I realised as I got further on in the book that the 1999 part is a misprint. That should be 1996. So if you do pick that book up, if you want to, get that book and read it, be aware that it is all 1996 and we don't jump forwards and backwards to 1999. But yeah, I highly recommend that book. Really enjoyed it. And like I say, I read it in a day. The next book that they sent me was Paradise Erased. This is a non-fiction. It is a memoir, and it's a chronicle of Paradise Erased, Chronicle of an Exile, and it's written by Miguel Angel Monzon. Apologies if I've really butchered that name. And it is a memoir of Miguel, he lived until he was 10 in Colombia, in the coastal town of Santa Marta, and he had what would seem to be an idyllic childhood until he was about maybe 8. His mother worked for the police. She worked in the offices of the police in Colombia, in Santa Marta. And one day this girl comes in. She's a tourist. She's just arrived in Colombia and she's had her purse stolen, her bag stolen. And they interview her, and Miguel's mother offers to take her home and let her stay in her house until, they find her things or help her get back to England, which is where she's from. And the police turn up at one day. I think his mother's called Carmen. They turn up at a house one day and they say, we've come for, we've come for the girl. We're going to take her to the airport. And unfortunately, the girl is never seen again. There's no record of her anywhere. And Carmen finds out that the police force she is working in, there's a group of the detectives are very corrupt and they've been doing really, really awful things. And she decides to tell the local radio station, which ends up in her and her son Miguel going on the run for about 3 years. I found this a really fascinating book. I don't know much about Colombia. I had never read much about it. To be honest, I don't read a lot of memoirs. But this, I thought, was beautifully written. It's written from Miguel's perspective from when he was 8 to 10. And obviously, there's a lot of it in here have been stories that he's been told by his mother, because he's filled out the bits, that were related to her. And what she did and how she did it and how they, went on the run and all like that. And I just thought that was a fascinating book. Really easy to read, beautifully written, and just, I would highly recommend anybody who's interested in Colombia and memoirs. That's a book that's really worth reading. Now, the last book I got from Literally PR was a child's book, and this is called Have You Seen the New Forest Unicorn? And it's from this, I think it's a series, The New Forest Tales, and it's by an author called Carol Smith, illustrations by Alexandra Wilson. And it's about a group of horses, ponies, who have heard about this unicorn that lives in the New Forest, and the ponies don't believe in it, apart from one of them who decides they want to go and look for the New Forest unicorn. I think it's either for a child, well, you would have to read to a younger child who hasn't learned how to read yet, or maybe a child who's about maybe 8 who has learned how to read and is interested in ponies and unicorns. I think this is a really nice book for them. It's got some lovely pictures of the ponies, definitely a very horsey kind of book. Lovely what look like watercolour pictures. So if the child is interested in horses, they'll really love this. So yeah, they go on the search for this New Forest unicorn. The next thing is another bookish kind of gift, and this I came across on Amazon. It is the Clever Fox Reading Journal. Now, I do have a Clever Fox planner that I really love. I've bought 2 of them. So when I saw this Clever Fox Reading Journal, I thought I need to have this. I haven't got it yet, but it's going on my list. And I just think this is really good for someone who is right into the reading and likes to review them. Maybe they've got a Goodreads account. And this book has pages in where you can write book reviews. It's got pages where you can write a reading list. It's got pages where you can write, the books that you want to read. There's some bookish stickers in there. I just think that is an absolutely perfect gift for somebody who is right into their books and likes to, maybe they're in a book club. That is the perfect gift for them. So again, I will link these below. The next thing I wanted to talk about is also something that I was sent by sensory retreats, who are normally they sell spa products for adults, but they have brought out the Elfland Buddy's Christmas Treat Box. Capture the spirit of Christmas, it says. And I just thought this was a really nice idea when I saw it. And it says, ready to be transported to the magical world of Elfland, this festive treat box is brimming with fun gifts, activities and downloads little ones will love. And it says it's for children aged 5+. I would say from maybe 4 to 8, possibly 9. But yeah, I would say 4 to 8 that the children would really enjoy this. So it has a little pull-out drawer that's got all of the activities in. Comes with some nice little paper that says Elfland on it. And inside the box, you've got a soft toy. This is Buddy with his Christmas hat on. So it's Buddy's box. That's his box. Also inside, you have a box of elf eyes. There's 5 self-heating eye masks in there for your children to wear. Which I thought was a really nice idea. They're single-use ones, so if they're getting a bit hyperactive over Christmas, maybe give them one of these to put on, and it'll help calm them down. So I thought that was really different. There is the book in here, which I thought is absolutely beautiful, and this is called The Lost Wish by Claire Anderson and Emily Jacobs, and it's a colour limited edition. Again, it is a book where you would have to read it to your child if they can't yet read, but maybe an 8 or 9-year-old would be able to read this themselves. And it says, set off on a remarkable journey through a mystical land. Sienna is a bright and brave little girl who one winter's night steps through a magical archway and into Elfland, a thrilling world of friendly elves, dangerous dragons, flying pixies and talking rats. It sounds good to me. This is all about positive character traits and positive affirmations and being nice to each other. So in the back, it's got some daily positive sayings that you can go through with your child, some positive affirmations, things like that. It also has the positive character traits of all of the characters in the book. So Buddy is energetic and loyal. Lester is witty and compassionate. So it's all about teaching your child, the positive character traits. So that's the book that comes with it. It also has a little wooden wand that says wish on it. And it has a couple of little cards tells you about the magical wish wand, and it's actually got some wish wand spells with it as well. Again, if your child can't read, you're going to have to help them with that. But the spells, it says to activate the magic, follow those secret spell instructions and fire up your incredible imagination. And the spells are to encourage happiness, courage, patience, kindness, confidence, strength and laughter. So again, we're focusing on all the positive traits that you would want to have yourself and for your child to have. And again, I thought that was really different. I thought that was very cute. It also comes with a game, and this is Buddy's hide and sleep game, and it comes with a set of 5 clues that you could play again and again, you know, throughout the year. It doesn't just have to be at Christmas. And you hide Buddy somewhere, and then the set of clues, you would cut them out, and it would take you through, you know, where you should hide the next clue, and that leads to them finding Buddy. And then they can cuddle up and go to sleep with the little toy dog. But again, I thought that was really different to put in one of these little boxes. And the other thing in it is the Buddy's Creative Christmas Wonderland, the activity book, which is a spiral book, and it's got lots of different things in. It's got dot to dots. Again, possibly for older children. Maybe a 4-year-old wouldn't be able to do some of these things. The picture match they might be able to do, spot the differences, lots of different things in here. It's got word searches, there's a Dear Santa page, little crosswords. There's a page where you can create your Elfland story. So again, maybe more for the older children than the 4-year-old. And it tells you to go to their website and you can find the answers to the puzzles. And there's also other things on the website. There's QR codes where you can download other books, and you can download the audio version of The Lost Wish as well. And this puzzle book comes with a little box of coloured pencils. So I just thought that was really, really lovely. Just so different. So that was Buddy's treat box. I will put the link to that below if you want to go and have a look at that. Hope you get yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea here, because this is quite a long video. The other bookish gift that I wanted to mention is from the Literary Gift Company. And these are a couple of jigsaws. They've got a few different jigsaws on there, all book related. And the two that stood out to me are the Ian Rankin jigsaw, which is based on the Inspector Rebus series. In the picture, I think it's the set of where Inspector Rebus crimes are set in Edinburgh. It comes with a poster that tells you all about it, and you know, tells you what's in the picture and things like that. And it also comes with a playlist if you want to listen to the music while you're doing the jigsaw, which I thought was quite fun. And I also like this 19th century children's books jigsaw. I thought that was really beautiful, and I think that would be fun to do. So bookish jigsaws are definitely something to look at for book lovers in your family that you're giving gifts to. I've just got a couple of things left to go through here. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, I actually asked my son Simon, who is 36, if he had any recommendations for books, because I didn't just want them to make them books that were kind of female centered, or, you know, mainly things that women would read. So I thought I'd ask him and Warren, my husband, if they had any suggestions. And Simon said yes, he really liked these. And these are called Paperbacks from Hell. And they are reprints of horror paperbacks from the 70s and the 80s. Simon and his wife Hayley are well into horror books and horror films and things like that. So this was right up his street, and I think there's about 19 books that they're putting into reprint. I'll just put a picture here, and again I'll put the link below. So if anyone you know is interested in horror books, that might be something that's worth looking at. And there's also it's kind of the guide to the Paperbacks from Hell. So it is a history of horror fiction from the 70s and the 80s. And this includes the story summaries and artist and author profiles. That would make a lovely gift together, you know, maybe a couple of the paperbacks and the guide to them as well. They look really interesting, and I think Simon has already started buying them for himself. And Warren doesn't read a lot, but when he does, he likes to read historical fiction, and his favourite author is Connor Golden, and one of the series that Connor Golden has written is about Genghis Khan, and I think this is probably his favourite series from Connor Golden, and this is the first one of the series, Connor Golden's Wolf of the Plains, and it's all about the history of Genghis Khan and how he, I've never read it myself, so it's a rough introduction to his life, to a sudden adult world, learning to combat natural and human threats, and how he conquered places. So if you know somebody, I'm not just saying these are for men, obviously women could read them as well. If you know somebody who's into historical fiction and hasn't read Connor Golden, then maybe this is something to look at for them. So those are all the books and bookish gifts that I've got for you today. I hope you found that interesting. Have you read any books lately or had any bookish gifts that you would recommend? Leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It always helps my channel. And if you haven't already subscribed to us, if you want to hit the subscribe button, then you can see when I bring out other videos. I will be bringing out maybe a couple more gift guides before Christmas, and I've already done a couple of gift guides which I'll link to at the end of this video. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon, and bye for now.